Hello and welcome to the Tarka Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're playing the game Meet Your Maker and we're in the workshop, guys. What we're going to be doing today is what I call the teacup, or like I was thinking in golf, how the golf ball can go down the green and fall into the cup, and contours on the green sometimes allow the ball to just funnel its way into the cup. So I call this little gimmick or trap setup the teacup because everything kind of gets funneled to it. So I've already put it together here. And what it is you enter, you can do this at any point of your dungeon or your sinister lair or your outpost. You can set this up. What you're doing is you're putting the raider at the low ground. They're starting out in the teacup, at the bottom of the teacup. And this is where they are. They're in lower ground. And how I've contoured the shapes here is the key with this is you're relying on the cannon backs to rain havoc down. So this cannon back here can see the raider as they enter. Now this person is pretty vulnerable to just a normal range attack, which is fine. The cannon back will probably get a few shots off before they get killed. But I have another cannon back here, and I have another cannon back up here for the crossfire. Now, in a situation like this, when the cannon backs are firing, they fire this round that actually is mobile. It kind of rolls around. Well, once it rolls down into this hole, into the teacup, then the raider has the deal. So even they don't need a direct hit. They just need to get it down here. And if the raider's anywhere in the teacup at the bottom of the hole, then they're gonna get killed by that, by the cannon back, and then the crossfire from the cannon back. And what's great is up there, most raiders aren't gonna see those mobs up there. They're gonna now here I put this is an enforcer with dead man switch. And this is an enforcer with dead man switch. So if the raider comes in, they're going to be dealing with these guys, right? And the cannon back up there is going to send stuff down into the teacup, and that cannon back will too. And if that cannon, and then once the person starts making their move here, those mobs start to see them. And in most cases, a raider will fall back and not go forward because they don't know what's ahead. So they go back into the low area. And then what happens is the cannoneer up there throws his round down here and it falls into the hole. Now, what makes the teacup somewhat more devious is when you've got bomb injectors spewing into the hole. So you can add bomb injector in, you can add one right there if you want. So when they peek over the nose of this thing, the bomb injector will spew the bombs. And what's great is they all will funnel down into the teacup. They'll all just come down here. And what I do a lot of times with this setup, you can have that block there or not. That's up to you. To have that block, without the block, you get better range of crossfire. So maybe put a corrosive there, so that they can see, because they can see you through the corrosive, so they can get a better, that'd probably be a better setup there. And so they're in the teacup, and then if these guys fill in there. Now, what I like to do is put some patsy traps in here. I like to take these impalers, and I like to put them on this wall here. All right. So it basically kind of forces the raider to destroy these traps. And obviously the cannon backs and the bouncing Betty trap, the incinerator, will destroy these traps down here when they go off. I consider these patsy traps just long enough to slow the raider down, having to deal with them, making them pause at the bottom of the teacup. And then they don't realize that they're in lower area, kill box, lower ground kill box kind of thing. But I call it the teacup, and it works very well, especially if you do these kind of designs, these lower box designs, and make the room kind of make the cannon back fire. You're basically making it fall into this pit. And remember, cannon backs can kill other guards, vice versa. If you've got them in in the crossfire. On the top of here, I put enforcer, cannonback. This guy could be a cannonback if you want. Normally, people don't see these guys up there, so they have to deal with them when they get up to this platform and they see they're getting fired upon, and then they'll try to fall back. That's always working. Now you can do anything you want with the rest of this design. I mean, you could put an Inferno trap. Let's just put the Y on there. So the Inferno trap would get that angle, and then you could put this Inferno trap up here. Whoop! I wanted to hit Y, and that would get that angle, but that angle wouldn't work, I don't think, because they're basically overlapping. So I would not put a trap there. If I was going to do an Inferno trap, that's where I'd place it, right there. Now you could probably get a bolt trap in here, or even a claw trap. The claw trap or an Inferno trap here would work too. Probably not an Inferno trap. Let me just hit Y on that, because I think the overlap's going to be the blocks. So it's basically just going to initiate maybe if they're here. So that's not going to work. So I wouldn't do anything on those two. I would definitely try to put it there. And then you've got other things that you could do to make this even more deadly. You could, let me just I want this block here. I could put this block here, right? So that the only thing that might, no, it doesn't block that line of sight. So that's a good place to put that block. So then you can also put a bomb injector here. So if that goes off, this bomb injector goes off, it blankets this entire area with bombs. And you could put the chaos bombs or the short leash bombs where they go off automatically. They probably are going to get shot there without some sort of protection. So let's just see if I can make that let me see if I can get that to be cleaner. Okay, coming in here, I'm going to be here. Yeah, that's going to be easy to shoot right there. It's going to be like front and center. So if you want to try to fill this area with bombs, you need to be a little bit more sneaky on how we go about doing that. So let me see if I can, I'm thinking that right there would do it. That would do it right there. I'll put in a bomb injector there. That would be a sneakier place to put it. And if I hit Y, it's not going to cover. Okay, so that's not going to cover it because it's hitting the trap. So the trap's going to stop that. So if I remove that and then hit Y again, let's remove the trap altogether. Hit Y on it now that I've replaced it. Okay, so there you go. There you go. So that'd be better, probably. Right? That would be a better setup. That would be a cool setup right there. And I mean, if you wanted to fill this whole. Now I wonder if I just put that block back there. Just put this block. Actually, I could do that. No, I don't want to do that. Well, I don't want to delete it either. I want this, and I think I want that. No, because that would block it. I mean, I think you need something here to force them to come around this corner. So I guess that would not be a good placement. You'll be able to figure it out. I mean, this is the bare bones of the thing. You probably could just get away leaving it the way it is, and just trying to fill this hole is where this is where the deadly spot is where you're filling this hole. And you could use the weird angles here you could do that if you want, because that will keep the bombs down there. You could shear this wall here to help keep the bombs down there, so that they don't get caught on that ledge. So you could do something like that, so that bombs wouldn't get caught on there. And I guess now the other thing is you could do something with the roof too. Obviously I didn't have a roof on this, but let me show you what the roof would look like. You'd go up at least one more like this. So this is going to be your roof. So the other option you've got with this setup is to put a bomb ejector in the ceiling. And that's the other way of getting more bombs down there into the teacup. Let me just go down here. And obviously you would cap these, cap the sides there, but I was just trying to put the roof on so you'd see it, you get a better understanding. So I guess you could right there put a bomb ejector in. So that would probably be the easiest way to get more bombs down there. Put it right there, and then put the I put the chaos bombs on it, and I think it's going to reach. Let me just hit the wall. I think it's going to reach the floor without having to put the extra mod to. Yeah, so there you go. That's it. That's what I wanted. That right there. That works. And and the thing is with it up there, it should fall straight down into the room without affecting. Well, why isn't my spacebar working? There we go. Without affecting these guards here. I mean, they should just fall straight down without killing these guards. But if you're worried about that, you might put a bomb. You could probably do the whole ceiling with them if that's what you wanted to do. It's just that you don't want to kill these guys either. You don't want to kill these guys. So so maybe put the ejector here. Yeah, right there. I think that would be where I've got these two would work well, because this way you're not gonna potentially kill any of your mobs there. So that's it in a nutshell. I mean, the concept. I mean, the reason why I want to do this video is really the concept about the hole and getting the raider when they first come in to stay low. And the other thing you could do here to give them the you could put that in there, and then you can move these enforcers over one. So you could put that in there to give them a more of a feeling of they got to stay to the floor, and then move the enforcers. I mean, there's many ways you can go about doing this, and then just move the enforcers to these, and you'd get rid of this enforcer. So you just move them down one, and that would work. But if you move them down one, they might be subject to these. But I mean, it's all about tweaking it and making sure that they stay low. Because the other thing about it is if they start grappling out of here, they're going to grapple to the ceiling. But the thing is if they grapple to the ceiling to get out of the teacup, they then have to deal with those mobs that are up there. Then that's the surprise there, is if they're grappling up to get out of the low spot, the death hole, then they're going to grapple up, and these crossfire mobs are going to get them. Now, with this wall on this other side, you would extend this up to the ceiling, and the ceiling would cap that. No, you want to keep that one open, and because of the crossfire, yeah, you want to keep that one open because you want that one's got to go. And so I would go like this. I would then go like this, and that's how I'd set it up. So this would bring you into whatever the next area is, but this is a clean setup here to get the teacup to work. I think this has actually been this setup, this basic teacup setup, I've used it a few times in my Outposts. It is very, very effective. And then if you've got a Hornet just flying around the room, I mean, that's the other thing, is you can do this, sky's the limit to what you want to do in here. But if you just put a Hornet here, right? And then you just path it. Okay, well, okay. Let me just get here. And you just path it like this. So just path it like this, and then hit F. So it's just an added mob that's just flying around the room. You see, like that? And then it will go back down there, and then it will go back up into the room. So, but once they get aggro, they're not going to go back down. They're gonna see the person. So, and they're going to stay up there to shoot at the person. So the flight path is short, because once the Hornet sees the person, they're just going to do whatever the AI tells them to do. but you can see kind of how devastating the teacup can be. All right, well, that's it, folks. I just wanted to show you this little little death hole, and I thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkus Zone.